the guests present here, and all my dear students from various schools of Bhopal. As Amir said, it's indeed a matter of privilege for all of us, and especially for BSSS College, to host this quiz program, chat show. We are extremely happy that you are here, and some of you are also future candidates for BSSS. Sometime after completing your metric, your senior secondary examinations, we do get from all colleges of all schools of Bhopal admissions, and you know, we have to speak about college, about 4,000 students in 3 years and a few postgraduate courses, and we have every year some 1,400 fresh admissions taken. You're also sometime welcome, even otherwise, to have a look or to visit us, and I'm happy that some old faces or teachers are here who we have seen, we are known, and you two are cordially welcome to this program today. And all of you, all students, all the very best. Do well and do the best you can. The rest, the judges will take care. All the best.
After the best wishes and motivating words of our Reverend Father Principal, I would like to make the rules clear to all of you. They are very simple. All of you are aware of the today's topic, that is impact of social media on students' development. You will be speaking either in favor or against. Teams have already been allotted their numbers. They have taken their seats. First round will be introduction round. Each team will be given 2 minutes to speak about their stand. Please make proper utilization of your time. Most of the times it so happens that by the time you come to your main points, the bell rings. So of course, needless to say, I'm sure your teachers have trained you very well. Proper coordination and time management, presence of mind and expression of thoughts, and of course your communication skills. All these things will be taken care of and will be viewed and judged by our esteemed panel of judges who are experts in their fields. Second round will be an open house round. Once your 2 minutes in the first round are over, a bell will be there, and then that will be a signal for you to stop, and the next team will start. Round 2 will be an open house round. Open discussion between the teams will take place for 30 minutes. And then the last round will be a question answer round by the panel of judges to the teams, which will be for 15 minutes. And then we'll have the judgments. We'll have the winner, the first runner-up, and of course one special prize for the best speaker among all of you.
Let's continue our chat show. Once again, best of luck, and I think and I wish this is going to be a great chat show. And keep smiling, guys. You look all so beautiful. So let's begin. For the first team, Team A.
Today we are here to discuss the impact of electronic media on the students' development, and we are speaking for the motion. And we strongly believe that technology plays an important role in the holistic development of a child. A student has full right to gain right knowledge at the right time, and which is entitled by the government itself. A student is able to find out his hidden talents and his untapped potentials because of the electronic media, which were earlier burdened by the society, or we shall say. Electronic media helps develop the child's ability to connect and to compete globally, creates interest, and plants the seed of curiosity, which ultimately drives the mankind forward. And that is how we believe every child should develop. Students make 10% of our population, but they are our 100% future. Thank you.
I wish a very scintillating morning to everybody present here. Today, we are here to throw light on a prominent topic: impact of electronic media on students' development, leading or misleading. I strongly affirm that electronic media undoubtedly has a very important role to play in our lives. To everybody sitting here, we are heading towards...
Today we are here to discuss the impact of electronic media on the students' development, and we are speaking for the motion. And we strongly believe that technology plays an important role in the holistic development of a child. A student has full right to gain right knowledge at the right time, and which is entitled by the government itself. A student is able to find out his hidden talents and his untapped potentials because of the electronic media, which were earlier burdened by the society, or we shall say. Electronic media helps develop a child's ability to connect and to compete globally, creates interest, and plants the seed of curiosity which ultimately drives the mankind forward. And that is how we believe every child should develop. Students make 10% of our population, but they are our 100% future. Thank you.
I wish a very scintillating morning to everybody present here. Today, we are here to throw light on a preeminent topic: impact of electronic media on students' development, leading or misleading. Of education with a purpose, wider perspectives, new possibilities, and overall exposure, holistic development. Okuro, if we are able to communicate with our Prime Minister directly through an app, it's just because of these gadgets that we are able to do so. So we should just stop criticizing them. We should respect the extent humanity has reached and glorify technical advancements. Resting my part, I'd like to say the antithesis between a technical and a liberal education is fallacious. There can be no technical education which is not liberal, and no liberal education which is not technical. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
The Darwin's theory suggests that if an organ is not used for a long time, it becomes vestigial in the coming generations. And my dear friends, so is happening with thousands of sparkling brains which have actually lost their creativity to electronic media. Well, completely no offense to anyone here. In the current scenario, students are so much dependent on electronic media that this spoon-feeding process has already hampered their development and creativity by leaps and bounds. Today, there is a sharp decline in the analytical and intellectual skills of the students. Various studies have even proved that electronic media addicted students score 20% lower on tests. And so eventually, without a shadow of doubt, I can say this at the drop of hat, that in the 21st century, electronic media has basically done one thing: put wool over the eyes of youngsters and deceive them into the dark alleys of the virtual world. Well, that's all. Electronic media, a fast-growing cancer of the society, has cropped up serious issues like higher risk of depression, suicidal tendencies, killing instincts, dropping self-esteem, psychological disorders, and exposure to inappropriate content. The so-called in-trend chatting apps have actually hibernated the modern society.
We consider the impact of electronic media to be leading. From the topic, two phrases attracted my attention: electronic media and students' development. To understand electronic media better, let us all know what electronic media actually is. Electronic media are the media that provides students the necessary tools to analyze and to form an educated opinion about global incidents. But frequently the question arises in everybody's mind that what is the role of electronic media in students' life? My friends, electronic media plays a vital role in students' life. From reading to writing blogs, from asking a question to Google, or doing anything on the internet, all these things are the boon of electronic media.
I would like to say that exposure to electronic media has been found to be improving the students' performance, as it has been found by researchers that electronic social media sites such as Facebook, where a lot of abbreviations are used, can actually lead to faster reading speeds and more analytical skills, as considering, say, people nowadays talk in emojis or emoticons. They need to properly understand what kind of a meaning that particular emoticon has. So I consider it to have a positive influence. it also makes us more tolerant towards different kind of things.
Judges, students' development is not just about academics.
We're all students, right? And WhatsApp has been a boon for us all. If we keep our meticulously crafted speeches aside for a while and get real, WhatsApp is the one source for notes for all of us. This is my chemistry test tomorrow. Now, this is what electronic media has done for us. It has made education more accessible and more approachable for all the people of all sections of society. Handing over to Armana.
Good morning, everyone. As previously stated before the motion, and yes, even I would like to put my meticulously prepared speech aside and just say this. Many of us as students don't know what real education is. Education is doing something we really want to do and access it. Now, the internet is a place where you can access things from all perspectives because it's a platform where everyone puts their views forward and you don't have to have a biased view. Now, I'm not saying everyone becomes a Justin Bieber, but yes, there are people who put their talent out on social media and they start websites and where do you think this Indian rage of startups has emerged from? It's all social media and the platform you get there because it reaches out to so many more people. And one more thing, the last thing I would like to say is, but people blame internet for students not developing and their intellectual scale going down. Ruskin Bond said in an interview that even back in the 50s or 40s when he was in school, people still didn't like books. It was not because of the internet. They still preferred other things. So let's not blame the internet or social media. Thank you.
Sure. Also, sites like Khan Academy, that's a wonderful learning resource. And edX, Coursera, we have online MOOCs, massively open online courses available for all of us to learn what we really want. Thank you.
So, as we told you that we are standing against the motion. People say the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. I say darker the corns, the deeper the roots. Same is the case with technology. It diverts your mind, so it's harmful in its ways. Now, most of you we have through this situation, like this one day I said, like, I study maths 3 hours a day and ring, ring, ring. It's called from a friend. And we sat there talking to him and studies lay aside. That's why I think it harms us to a man.
Well, is the advent of technology helping in developing our body, mind and soul? No, absolutely not. We students are distracted minds, which are easily influenced by the latest apps, games and features, which is doing more harm than it is benefiting. Well, it is evident that our daily routine has been hampered, and I can easily say that gadgets have taken over our life. Well, to mention the fact that family relationships have been hampered, because students have now started having more interaction with their gadgets rather than their parents. Digital media has exposed us to a wide range of information that may or may not be appropriate for a person at that point of time. Decision-making powers are becoming weak. That is actually leading to wrong decisions and choosing of the wrong path. Well, machines have also taken over our life. I agree to the fact that the knowledge of humans is limited and thus machines are required. But the latest apps are actually making our future generation weak. The child who is homeschooled lacks interaction, and it's a bitter truth that machines cannot teach you empathy, sympathy, forming bonds and keeping up relationships. There are instances when you don't comprehend a topic and you need someone right next to you to explain that to you. Well, let me state one fact. Everything has a right time. Thank you.
A very hearty good morning to one and all. Today, we the students are here to strongly support the motion on the topic, impact of e-media on students' development. Time is life. Waste your time and waste your life. Or master your time and master your life. And what more is more effective than e-media in saving time? E-media is the biggest source for quick referencing and enhancing the knowledge and skills of a child. E-media promotes interactive, attractive and imperative way of learning. E-media not only promotes the learning process but also the thinking process of a child. E-media connects us to the whole of the world. Children can find an open field to connect life with its practicality.
They can even bring alterations in the flaws which prevail in society, as they are the leaders of the next generation. E-media is an advancement to everyone's rights. People can hear, find and fight for a cause, whether it be global or local, popular or specialized, even when there are hundreds of miles between them. With this I sign off. Now over to Bhumika.
Media is the medium through which we interact and exchange news and information. Media has been criticized a lot due to the effect it has on the way students produce and retain information. On the contrary, I strongly believe that media offers plenty of opportunities for learning and interaction. By using technologies in classroom, the young generation is paving a new way of education. At last, I would like to conclude by saying that media is the ultimate equalizer. It provides a platform for the people to share their opinion. Thank you.
We influence singing and not songwriting, clever words by Charles King, and indeed, deep. I would like the judges to just give a quick look to these circulars. Pass them. Here we got a graph that clearly shows the impact of television, internet, games, and especially DVDs, which are a clever source of electronic media transfer. And I would just like to ask the guests that isn't it so easy, this world, or it might be difficult when we don't use these electronic devices. Okay, now simple queries. What would you use, old maps or 3D street view? Reading the chapters or viewing them? Reading out the politics or hearing it? Training roughly like gym and etc. Or VR training companion? A useless magazine job or Google? Of course Google. I would be choosing Google. Though it has some demerits, but they also some in front of a lot of benefits students get from the use of e-media. It was the board's time of 2014 and 15. The maths exam, which was very tough for the class 10 students. And we had the English exam the very next moment. It seems to be a moment only 3 days exam left was there. Okay, so you know what helped a student? E-media and the videos which are sponsored by the YouTube for the ease in learning of the English language as well.
Good morning everyone. I fear the day that technology will surpass our human interaction. The world will have a generation full of idiots. These words of Sir Albert Einstein are enough to communicate that I am against the motion.
Yeah, electronic media has a very negative impact on especially children or teenagers, we can say. According to a study of National Guides of Family Foundation, which is in the United States, says that an average teenager spends over 6 hours and 21 minutes watching TV, which in some cases is far more exceeding than he uses in any other productive activity. It also causes some health issues like cyberbullying, stomach aches, and a list of them is there, like sleep problems, headaches, tensions, and injurious behavior, etc.
I would like to bring the light on the fact that the electronic media leads to addiction. Spending countless hours on electronic media will lead you can divert the focus and attention of yours from a particular task. Some recent studies by Pew Research Center USA shows that 24% of the teens admitted that they are online throughout the day. That means that every fraction of time there is 1 out of 4 person who is online. Suppose if he is online throughout the day, it will lead to delay in the development of his social and communicational skills. Another problem arises here is nowadays youth loves to live more in virtual life than in the real life. They say they can be what they want to be in the virtual life, and if they don't like something, they can simply hit the quit button. Some research by the University of California shows that 45% of the youth thinks that it's more happier to be in the virtual world than in the real world. But we can't let this virtual world to happier. Thank you.
Impact of electronic media on students' development. When Neil Armstrong landed on the moon in
1969, electronic media made it possible for the public to witness this historical event. As I say, I am speaking for the motion. Media has both positive and negative effects on the people, especially on young people who have grown up coming in from different mediums. Electronic media has made information available to the people more faster and much better. The most positive effect of media includes more informed society. Newspaper circulation was the first media content to affect the people. It helped in building communities. A new role was taken up in the form of radio and television, exposing the general public to sights and sounds they never would have previously accessed, while social media helped young people learn to network and navigate personal relationships. The media can make a person more aware of what is happening in local, national, global level. The media plays a very important role in spreading awareness. The new electronic independence recreates the world in the image of a global village. It illuminates the lives of thousands of people by spreading knowledge internationally, thereby making us global citizens. Electronic media has facilitated in motivating students to cope with the current education system. It has altered their perspective towards education. In all, electronic media has only helped the humanity, but it is up to us how we use it or misuse it. Thank you.
If I born poor, it is not my mistake, but if I die poor, it is my mistake. The electronic media is a platform which provides all of us to be rich on accounts of knowledge, awareness, tradition, culture, etc. And that is why I am for the motion. Thank you.
A very good morning once again. The concepts we consider to be virtual today are the realities of near future. Let's take the concept of smart cities. Smart cities are built on the foundation of electronic media. My dear friends, if our cities are becoming smarter, why not us? Moving forward, let me remind you, dear people, that the world we are moving towards is the world of circuitry, the world of silicon. It's not a world where rubbing two stones will create fire. It's a world where a snap of your finger will create fire. Very soon, Silicon Valley will not be the only talk, or will not be, it will not be surrounded only in California. Silicon Valley will be spread across the world. In your childhood, your parents must have taught you how to use a spoon. The parents today have to teach their children how to use a mouse, because that is what will fill their stomachs in the coming world.
Moreover, with the emergence of internet as a global medium, education has evolved to a large extent. In distance education programs are conducted through online media, which has proved to be quite beneficial to people who seldom have the opportunity to have interactive classes. Besides, electronic media promotes independent learning in students. The internet, as we all know, is a treasure trove of knowledge. Practically anything you need to know can be found online. Even without assistance of parents and teachers, students can just look up the lessons online. Because children today are smart, but we want children who are smarter. Thank you.
Computers and smartphones are often looked upon with an apprehension. And here we are, expressing our views in a chat show. The mighty evolution of the electronic media makes it very clear that its impact is positive in every sphere. A very exuberant morning to respected jury and all present here. I, Sabha Sheikh,
and I, Prachit Tiwari, stand firmly for the notion.
Electronic applications has recreated the world's image as a global village. It is like a sea of information, and at its core lies the treasure of knowledge. It is an open classroom creating enlightened, smart and global citizens. Although electronic media is known as a harsh harvester, yet it can breathe in new life into fading titles.
But I strongly believe that by accepting the challenge of electronic media, we can exert our effectiveness in every sphere of our life. Electronic media is helping students to enhance their potentials and capabilities capabilities by exposing them to the mighty ocean of knowledge and opportunities. Whenever I look at these electronic gadgets, I'm inspired to be more vigorous. Controlled usage of these gadgets, it should be provided as a part of their curriculum so that the urge of students is saturated and satiated. Thank you.
Those who can't maneuver the advent of something will always play a blame game. And it's just that it's the electronics to be blamed now. A very hearty good morning, this is Purva Shrivastava. The long art libraries are over the trend. When you have all the information about music, dance, art, games, illusion, magic, everything on just a mere click. Not just this, studies show that the usage of technology has helped people understand and read comprehensions on a better basis and understand the content area learning. Not just this, in case of toddlers, it has led to a better stimulation of their senses, widening of their imagination, and also grasping of new words, syllables at a faster rate. Devices, if used precisely, can help a person understand the spatial ideas in a better sense because it creates an easier paradox between the far-flung and near. Not just this, it gives a platform to almost everyone present on this planet to showcase their talents. It has changed this society into, this stereotypical society into a vast varied one. Technology, my fellow opponents who are opposing this motion, is going to rule the world, and the one who's going to master it is going to win the world. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Janvi Palandarkar. Being known that every day many accidents take place. So whom will you blame? The two-wheeler or the person who denied to wear that helmet for his safety? In the same way, you just can't blame the electronic media. If you really want to use it in the proper manner. Norman Pajama Johnson, a mathematician, he watched a tutorial on how to wear a tie. After that, he created 17,000 plus ways of wearing a tie. After all, the wings were given to his creativity because of that YouTube tutorial. They are not able to attend our tuitions or coaching classes due to various reasons. But then, they have to... Thank you.
Good morning to one and all, everyone present here. As I've told that I'm standing for the notion. I would like to tell that a very famous philosopher scientist has very rightly said that man is by nature a social animal. He cannot isolate himself socially for the fulfillment of his needs, and I think and strongly believe that the electronic media has provided a very good platform for speedy communication, for a very smooth communication, and for the extension of social life. With the help of social media, students and almost every person can easily exchange notes, information and ideas, and can easily express their views and opinions and ideas between the world, all over the world. Not only that, if a student is using social media, then he can easily acquaint himself with the latest news and current affairs happening all around the world. A student might not read newspapers or watch news channels, but if he actively uses electronic media or social media, then he can easily acquaint himself with the latest knowledge. And it has also helped the students to acquaint with the modern technology by the electrical devices which they use to access the social sites. According to Pew Research Center of USA, 72% of the high school students and 78% of the college students use social media. It is overall a boon for the students because it enhances their potential, it enhances their capability, and it definitely helps them to grasp more knowledge and more education. And through these sites, various information and knowledge can be spread, and students can definitely gain valuable knowledge by this.
Again, good morning to all the present here. And I would like to say that man is a social being which cannot develop without the help of electronic media. And this, thank you.
First round ends, and I really want to say that these young minds, these beautiful faces are such great public speakers. I am really, awestruck here that when someone says or asks me to, perform in front of some people, I think for more than 100 times. I still shiver in, standing before you all. You all are such great speakers. I'm really blessed being here. So